Today the New South Wales Government is announcing a $100,000 reward for information that leads to the arrest or conviction around the case of the murder of Crispin Dye. In 1993, a few days before Christmas Eve, Crispin was assaulted in Sydney. Later, on Christmas Day, he passed away. For the last 20 years, the New South Wales Police Force has been conducting a series of investigations into this murder, and there's also been a number of coronial investigations. Those investigations have not led to any conviction. This is a serious concern for the New South Wales Government. It's also a serious concern for the family and friends of Crispin Dye, and that is why we've announced today a $100,000 reward for information that leads to an arrest or a conviction. It's important to know right across New South Wales that these events and cases like this continue to be pursued. Even 20 years after a significant event like this, the New South Wales Government and the New South Wales Police Force is continuing its investigations. And we hope that this $100,000 reward will prompt people who may have information about that fateful event in 1993 to come forward, so that we can put at peace the family and friends of Crispin Dye who want to see this tragedy come to a conclusion with a conviction and an arrest.
Crispin Dye was a 41-year-old man from Far North Queensland who was visiting friends and family in Sydney in December 1993. On Wednesday the 22nd of December 1993, Crispin went out socialising in the Surry Hills and Darlinghurst areas. Around 4 a.m. the following morning, Thursday the 23rd of December that year, Crispin was intoxicated and was refused service at a licensed premises at the corner of Bourke and Oxford Street. And a short time later he was assaulted and robbed a short distance away around 4:30 a.m. on the northern side of Campbell Street near Little Oxford Street. An eyewitness at the time saw 3 males aged in their teens or early 20s, or possibly a Pacific Islander appearance, standing over Crispin, and they appeared to be rummaging through his clothing. They were last seen running along Goulburn Street and then later up onto Oxford Street again. Despite a number of investigations that were conducted since that time, including a coronial inquest in 1995, no person has yet been arrested and charged with Crispin's murder. And we're hoping that somebody out there will come forward as a result of this reward announcement. We know that there are people out there who know who was responsible for Crispin's death. From all accounts, he was a fun-loving, decent man who was taken far too early from us. And I'd like to thank the New South Wales Government and the Minister for announcing this reward. In terms of the 3 persons that were seen by an eyewitness standing over Crispin's body, they were described as being, as I said, in their teens or early 20s, of possibly Pacific Islander appearance. 2 of them were wearing long baggy pants and t-shirts, with a 3rd person wearing long baggy shorts to the knee, a white t-shirt, light coloured shoes and a dark baseball cap. Again, if anyone has any information out there that can help us solve this case, contact Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000, and you can remain anonymous should you sell it.
I have known Crispin for many years. He was a lovely guy. He was manager of ACDC up until a few months before his murder. He was down in Sydney to see his mother. His mother is 91. She is very frail, and she's also hoping that Crispin's murder will be solved. He has a brother, Brenton, who's up in North Queensland. He feels exactly the same way. He just hopes that after all this time that someone will come forward with the information that will lead to a conviction